All right, good morning or good afternoon, actually. And we're going to be starting with the Sales Accelerator case study program. And glad you can make it out. I'm excited for you. I believe this is going to be really beneficial for you in a big way. We got a lot of stuff we're going to go through. It's going to take about 2 hours, maybe a little longer, depending on how many questions you have in the middle. And then between now and the next call, which is next Friday, you'll have access to me for any questions you have. If you get stuck on something, if you want to run something by me, you'll have access to me the whole week. And that'll go the same for the next 2 weeks, okay?
Awesome.
So this is going to be an amazing training for you. So the way we're going to go through it is I'm going to show you the screen, show you the slide, explain it, and then if you have questions about it, we'll go through it, okay?
Sounds good.
Let's go ahead and start. The purpose of this training is to do a few things. Number one is develop a winner's mindset. Because in this business and in sales, in business and mindset, the mindset you have that to do this is you have to have the right mindset if you're going to be contacting these businesses and doing a lot of networking and helping them make decisions. Of course, the right mindset is key. You already got a great mindset, but you'll see what I mean as we go through it. I'm also going to teach you the skills of closing the sale. So I'm going to be teaching some very specific and deliberate closing techniques that's going to really help you increase your sales well. And then the third thing is to structure your marketing system. That's what's going to happen over the next 3 weeks, all three of those. And we'll break it down. And the ultimate goal is to help you become a top lead generation professional, which ultimately, once you become great at lead generation, then it really doesn't matter the product you sell or the service that you offer, because then you become the value to your business. So that's why lead generation is so key for entrepreneurs, small businesses like us. It's my family. It's my wife and my mom and my little dog and my daughter and my son. So we live here in Lake Forest. We're out there taking a picture. So my goal is to teach you the information, the mindset, and the techniques. And of course, help you develop the system. Your job is to learn the information, practice, drill, and rehearse the information. So I want to ask you a question real quick. I want you to think about this. There's two parts to it. There's mindset and techniques. Which one do you think is more important, the mindset or the techniques that you're going to learn?
Mindset.
Why do you think that?
Because if you don't have the right mindset, you couldn't even put techniques in place.
You're exactly right. It's about 85-15. So we are going to talk a little bit about mindset, not a lot, but a little bit, because you already have the right mindset. If you didn't, I wouldn't even have put you in this program. So because I want to really help you get the results. But we are going to spend a lot of time on technique today as well. So the first thing you got to learn, and I always go through with people when I'm training them, is you got to make a decision to become a pro. A pro. And a pro is an acronym. And the reason why you got to become a pro, because in business, pros make money, amateurs make excuses. Pros make money, amateurs don't. Amateurs, come with all the reasons why. So one of the things you want to do is make sure you make a decision to become the best you can be at what we're doing. You want to become a pro. Okay, so here's the acronym. Practice. So the things I'm going to be teaching you, it's going to take practice. That's how you learn anything. The more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. The second part to it is you got to be responsible, and that's what a pro is. They're responsible. They take responsibility for their successes and their lack of successes. And amateurs, what they do is make excuses of why things aren't working. What a pro will do is look at the situation and make the decision that he needs to become better at it and take responsibility. And a pro is also optimistic. They can see the future. They see what's going to happen before it happens. Have you ever heard this before? Practice makes perfect?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's a lie. Practice does not make you perfect. It doesn't make you perfect at all. You've heard this, right? Perfect practice makes perfect.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? That's a lie, too. Here's why. You'll never be perfect. You'll never be perfect no matter how much you practice. As a matter of fact, there's only been one person on this planet who's ever walked the face of this earth who's ever been perfect, and you ain't him. And neither am I. So it's very important that you don't want to try to go and be perfect, because a lot of people say, well, I can't go do something that I just learned because I'm not perfect yet. You're never going to be perfect. What practice just does for you, practice just makes you better. That's it. You just need to become better than you are today. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So that's a very key thing, because a lot of people neg themselves out because they're not perfect at something. No, just need to be a little bit better. Imagine if every day you got 1% better. 1% better every day. In 10 days, you'd be 10% better. In 100 days, you'd be double, twice as good as you were 100 days before. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, sir.
This is a very important point. The next part of the mindset I want to go through is coachability. Because the things I'm going to be teaching you, you may have not learned before. And you're going to need to be coachable. And you have to have a coachable heart. There's two parts to it. You have to have a high willingness to learn and a high willingness to accept change. Because some of the things you're going to do, you're going to have to change your thinking and your actions. So right now, based on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you say you are on your coachability? What number?
Well, I'll admit I can't be stubborn. I will admit I can't be stubborn at times, but I'd say 8 to 9.
Okay. And we all have that kind of mindset sometimes, stubbornness a little bit.
You just got to admit it.
Yeah, just got to admit it and be willing to deal with it. But what happens is if you want to learn something different, you've got to do something different. So you got to have a commitment to want to be as coachable as possible. Whenever I'm around someone that knows more than me, I listen and ask questions. Very important. So if you want things in your life to change, you're going to have to change things in your life. And the two things you're going to have to change are your thinking and your action. Pretty profound statement. You want things in your life to change. So, we've been talking, and obviously you want to have more success in your business. You want things to change so that you're going to have to change. You're not going to be able to get something different by being the same way you are today. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
That's where we're going. Einstein said it best. We can't solve our problems with the same thinking we use to create them. Now, we're going to go to one of the last parts, which is our beliefs. Now, in sales, in marketing, one of the biggest things you got to consistently work on is your belief, your confidence in what you're doing. Because if you don't believe in what you're doing, no technique's going to solve that problem. People won't buy from you. They won't want to do business with you. So you have to have a very high belief in what you're doing. So let's talk about why your beliefs are most important. Number one is because people follow people. Not products or services, not business opportunities, and not companies. They follow you. So you have to become the person that people want to follow. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts about that?
Well, I didn't accept to do this because of what your company is. I accepted to do this because of who you were. So when it comes down to this, the same type of thought process is, if I want somebody to do business with me, they're not doing business with my company, they're doing business with me. I am the service. The company is the product that we're providing, but I'm there to give them the service and to give them the brand that is who I am.
That's right. That's right. That's why it's so important to become a pro. You're exactly right, man. You hit the nail right on the head. You got that. That's exactly right. So that's why you have to become the brand. Your company is your product supplier. If you ever decided to get a different product supplier, you're still taking you with you and your systems and your knowledge that you bring to the table. You are the expert at this business. What company supplies your product doesn't matter. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Very key thing to understand. So this is the last part of the foundation, which is the core. It's called the 4 core belief. And there's 4 parts to it. Now the core is the center part that holds everything together. So there's 4 parts to it. Number 1 is you have to believe that your company has the best products or the best service or, has the best leadership or the best rates or something or the best programs or you're the best. You have to believe that you are the best for that customer. Now, the best doesn't have anything to do with your competitors. The best is just what you believe is the best. Because if you have a high belief that it's the best, they'll believe you and they'll want to do business with you. So your belief that you are the best, in other words, they might join and buy your services from someone else, but they're getting second best because you're the best. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And that's a key attitude. That's an internal attitude that you have to have. There's a lot of coaches out there, sales trainers and all kinds of stuff. But I don't believe anybody's out there better at teaching these principles that I'm teaching right now than me. There's a lot of people out there that teach different parts of it, but not like I do. And the steps I'm going to teach you, there's nobody that's going to teach you these types of steps. So that's a mindset you have to have. The second one is they need the product. Who is they? When I say they need the product, who would that be?
The customer. For us, it's our potential customer.
That's right. So when you meet someone that needs what you offer, you got to believe that they need the product. That needs to just be a solid belief of yours that they need it. And they need it from you, the best. Now, does everybody need a merchant service?
Not everybody.
No. Mm-mm. But your prospect, you got to believe they do need it. And they need yours. That's a core belief. The third one is that you're doing them a favor by offering it to them. You're doing them a favor. They're not doing you a favor by doing business with you. This third belief is a key element to your confidence level. Because a lot of people, they're begging people to do business with you. You know that begging feeling? Yeah, you don't want to have that attitude. You want to have the attitude that you're doing them a favor by making your services available, by you being there. Now, of course, you don't say that to them. You don't have that attitude, say that to them, but that's a feeling you have inside. So if they don't do business with you, it's their loss, which is the fourth of the core belief. See, if you have that core belief, then you'll never get up and down every time a person says yes or no, because you believe it's their loss if they don't do business with you. If they go with the competitor, it's their loss, not your loss. See, and that's the mindset that I have with coaching. When someone hires me for coaching, or if they choose not to, I don't really lose by them not coaching with me. Yeah, I don't earn whatever the money was or whatever, but more importantly, they're not going to get the skill set that I can deliver, which is going to cost them far more by not wanting to coach with me. Does that make sense?
Yep.
These are the 4 core beliefs. If you have these 4 core on straight, then everything else I'm going to teach you will really help you, have the right attitude and attract people to you. Any questions so far?
Nope. A lot of the stuff, I've already, I'm working on it now. Now it's just, in essence, digging deeper into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'll be going more into it as we go. So one of the first things you want to do, I'm sorry, did you have a question?
No, I said I have the faith.
Good. Good. One of the very first things you got to do is you got to brand yourself. In other words, as an expert, you have to stand out like a sore thumb. You got to figure a way, how do I brand myself as the best in this business? That's one of the very first things you want to ask yourself. So here's a good question you want to ask yourself is, why should people buy from me? You know, why me? You know, if you're the best, you have to know why you're the best. So that's a question you want to write down. And so I want you to tell me right now, while we're on the call, why should people buy from you? Why you, out of all people?
My experience ranges from a managerial aspect to a customer service aspect that not a lot of people in my position understand. So when I talk about business and helping your guys' business or helping somebody's business, it's not always necessarily about, I can lower your rates, I can do this. It's, I'm going to be able to get you in a situation where you're not going to worry about this anymore. This is something that you know I'm going to take care of it. And the only thing you need to do is sit back and let it happen. You'll see the savings, you'll see the easiness of the process, and when you work with me, you're gonna feel better at ease to actually, you know, have a conversation with someone like me if something does, you know, go wrong or if there's questions that you have. A lot of times people are afraid to call, you know, the people that they do business with because they know there's going to be an uncertainty involved. And when people call me and they talk to me about what's going on, they know there's going to be that certainty. They know there's going to be that rapport that I build with them, where not only is it about customer service and respect, but it's about making sure that it's handled.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's good. So it sounds like your customer service is top notch, the way you take care of your customers.
Customers are the number one in any business, in any mindset. Everyone has to know that the customer is number one.
Well, that's awesome. Well, the greatest thing that I can tell you right now, even the way you delivered your answer shows you already have a good confidence level, which is great. So here's a couple of things you can do to increase that too. You can get testimonials. Do you have testimonial letters written yet from your clients?
I am working on a few, yes.
Okay. So you may want to start getting some. Also, video testimonials. The video testimonials are very powerful nowadays.
Video is a huge key element to any type of marketing or branding.
Yep. So, you know, if you have your businesses, if any of them are local, maybe you can go locally and do a little testimonial video with them, or ask them to just shoot one on their cell phone and send it to you. Here's the second question you need to ask yourself. What makes you different? What is the value you offer that others are not?
I'm a sports guy, so I'm a competitive guy by nature. So when I think of competitiveness, I go to one of my favorite of all times, and that's Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant had such a high work ethic that it didn't matter what your natural abilities were standing up next to him, say like a guy like LeBron James or someone like that. You understood that because of his work ethic, he was going to be on a different level than you were. And what I usually bring to the table, you know, in my vast years of work experience is no matter what situation I'm in, no matter where I'm at the bottom, the middle, or getting my way to the top, it's the same work ethic that drives me, just like, you know, a guy like Kobe Bryant. You know, Kobe Bryant wasn't just happy with 1, 2, 3, 4 rings. Kobe Bryant made sure that he did everything he could every single day of every single second of his career to be the best. So when it comes to me, it's the work ethic that comes into play, that whether or not you may not think I have the answer right away, or whether or not you don't understand a certain thing that we're both working on, I'm going to have the work ethic to make sure that you get it better and quicker than anybody else.
Got it. Awesome. The most important thing is your delivery and your belief about what you just said. So what you're going to want to do is also get some tangible things that you can say are different about you as well, or your business.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So maybe you ask the owner, is there any unique selling proposition that we have that other companies don't offer? And if not, you might want to create something.
Okay, I understand what you're. I thought you meant like specifically why buy from me than someone else in my company, or. But now I understand what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, but also,
What differentiates the company?
that too, company and you, because it doesn't have to be the company. Let's say when someone buys from you, you bring them a service. Maybe you have a benefits list. Let me give you an example. You could create. I mean, I'm just using this example. Let's say you created a local or some type of business directory that gives a bunch of different business services to a small business owner. And then they do business with you, you give them that list for free. And that list, just knowing all those services could be worth hundreds of dollars, $1,000 to that business. That's a unique selling proposition, something that's beneficial that no one else thought of. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So you give something different that most people won't do. So you can get creative with that. If you want to run some ideas by me, you can.
Well, right now what we do is we also have a referral agreement, referral agreement that we do that's much different than any other merchant service company out there. Because not only are we a business-to-business company, but a lot of the clients and the accounts that we work with are also business-to-business companies. So when it comes to non-competing products or services, one of my main goals with a lot of the accounts that I'm working on now is for them to understand, hey, let's do business together, and then let's help each other grow our own business, grow our businesses. And sometimes, the account doesn't land or something like that, but you always get something out of it because I'm going to respond on my end by helping your business out regardless. So with that in mind, I spoke with a gentleman today who was extremely excited to hear about the referral concept, to understand we're going to refer business to them, they're going to refer business to us, and we're all going to get a cut to understand how we're going to be able to grow our business outside of the account for the merchant services.
Gotcha. So you have a referral partner program.
Yeah.
Cool. That's great. And that's a unique selling proposition. That could offset their own fees, right?
Yeah, yes, it can.
So you need to throw that in the presentation. If they refer you a couple businesses, that referral commission can offset all their fees. See how that works?
Yes, sir.
So you just took the value of what you just did even higher. Any questions on that part?
No, sir.
Okay, let's keep going. Here's some ways that you could be recognized as a leader. Here's some things you want to do. Master your products, services, and skills. Become excellent at communication. You already are a very good communicator already, but always improve on that. Always improve on how you can communicate your industry better. Learn about the competitors. Learn about the competition more. Make sure you understand what the things that make you guys shine or make you and the company shine over anyone else. That's one of the things. You can speak on stage and book your own events. So you could do events, a live event, a lunch and learn, and invite business owners to it and show them the benefits of having the proper merchant services and services that are going on. You could talk about different things about the industry that'll establish you as an industry leader. How many other merchant service companies are doing meetings like that?
None, but I'll tell you what, I already have a referral agreement in line for something just like that, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm. And you can partner with someone else who's doing an event and you be a second speaker.
That's what's going on right now, yeah.
Yep. And these will establish you as an industry leader. While you're up there on stage, take video of you doing it. So that now you can use that as your proof of that you're an expert. Teach your knowledge to others. In other words, not necessarily teaching to other people in your office, but teach them to your prospects for free. Like, you see how I gave you that free 1 hour strategy session?
30 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. 30-minute strategy session. But see, the reason why I do that, that establishes my, what I'm a professional at, and now you became a client because of it. So that can same thing. You may talk to a business owner, and your business, you may not be talking about merchant services, but you could talk about business services and ways they can streamline their business. And one of them is to minimize their out-of-pocket expense for their merchant services. You see what I'm saying? You didn't come to them talking about merchant services. You came to talk to them about their business systems or something, and then you give them a free 1 hour strategy session, and then you say, by the way, who do you use for your merchant services? We use this one. Oh, one of the things that we do is we show you how to completely eliminate them with our referral partner program. You see how that works?
Yes, sir.
You just got a prospect that you would have never gotten. Put your title in your marketing material. Notice on my business card it said business sales expert, or maybe you haven't seen yes, you did. You got
yes, I have.
The business sales expert. You got to put your title of who you are. You need to be the business something expert, or a pro, or a specialist. You don't want to just be a sales rep.
Executive account manager, but yeah.
Yeah, and that sounds like an employee.
I gotcha.
You want to be an expert, a professional, a guru or genius or something. You know what I mean? You got to be special. I mean, they don't need an account rep. That's an employee. Right?
Account specialist.
You own your own business. What is the service that you provide? What would you call that service? Not just merchant services. What would you call it? Business solutions expert.
Business solutions.
So you're a business solutions provider. Maybe that. Or you're a business solutions expert. That's really what you are, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So that's a better title than a account manager, right?
I like that.
So yeah, you need to come up with that, your title, who you are. And when you go out, like when I go out networking, people ask me who I am. So my name is Stephen Gregg. I'm the business sales expert. The business sales expert. There's a lot of other business, good people out there, but I'm the business sales expert. See the difference?
Yes, sir.
And that commands people to listen to you. Any questions on that part so far?
No, sir.
Okay. You can start to write a book, and you don't have to write one right now. And everything, by the way, may not pertain to you either. But this is something that down the road, if you choose to do something about business or whatever, then you can write a book. And it doesn't have to be a full-on big book either. It can be a small paperback that has 50 pages in it. 50 tips business owners always should know. And then you can come up with something like that. And then those books you can leave. That could be a great leave behind for your prospect. Video marketing. Talked about that earlier. Do you do any video marketing now?
No, we do not. And I have already contacted my CEO about that exact thing.
What'd you say?
I said nowadays people watch videos. They don't like to read. It's just the unfortunate truth of what's going on right now. If you want to get your brand out, if you want to get what it is that your service does, you've got to have a video that not only explains it, but shares your brand in a unique way where people are going to remember that.
What do you say?
Well, let me just real quickly. I'm working right now with Warren Moon Sports One Marketing on just that, and it's developing a video that we would put on our social media, on our website, that would market exactly how it is that this company is different than any other merchant service company that you're dealing with. And having that video is going to do a lot more in the mindset of, the future or the potential customer, client, consumer, whatever, than any paragraph beyond paragraph of links that they can click on.
Gotcha. Yes, you're right. But remember, right now, we're talking about you. You doing the video.
Well, the goal is to have me in it. But yes, sir, you're right. And then we've also talked about doing a radio show, in fact, where I would be the one who does the talking, and then that radio show would be recorded on a video and then put that up.
Well, that's good. So yeah, those types of things are very important. Radio, video, audio, podcast. Again, establishing you as the expert in the industry. Blogging, podcasts. Both of those could be good as well. We're not necessarily just about merchant services, about small to mid-sized business services, things that are pertaining to them. So those people will look at you as an expert. Testimonials from others. We talked about that already. You definitely got to start getting testimonials. Does your company have testimonials?
No, it does not.
Talk to the owner and tell him to talk to every one of the salespeople and get them to get testimonials. And show proof when you get results. Another thing you can do is get featured on other people's shows or events. We talked about that about events, but there's other people's talk shows, there's other people's radio shows, there's other people's events, and you can see if you can become a guest speaker on those. Isn't that what you said you're just starting to get started?
Yeah, I'm working on that right now.
What does that mean you're working on it?
It means that we have a meeting on Tuesday about showing up, not only doing the radio show and being featured on that, but going to an event in Pasadena in the Rose Bowl with 2,000 other businesses looking for business networking, and there'll be a keynote speaker involved, and Dave Meltzer, who was the CEO. Is the CEO now of Warren Moon Sports Marketing, was the CEO of Lee Steinbrenner Sports Agency, and setting aside time to also speak on our behalf for about 5 minutes.
Awesome. Now, do you get all those leads that come through it?
This is all me. This is stuff that I generated, because I'll tell you something. For me personally, if I wrote a book today about what's going to help your business succeed, it's all about connections. It's all about making as many connections as possible and knowing the right people. And so what I've done in my time already is I've made connections, and I have learned to make those connections with the right people in order to get these types of opportunities. Whether it's with this company, whether I decide to go to another company, this is something that I have in my personal pocket of intangibles, if you will, that I'm using now, that I've used in the past, in order to kind of benefit and generate my own business.
That's awesome. You've already been establishing yourself as an expert. There you go. That's what you've been doing. So that's great, man. That's why it's so important when I met you and talked to you. I talked to the people up front, because that's who I know will benefit from what I'm about to teach you. Okay, well, that's good. Let's keep going. Okay, so the things that you want to brand. Here's some things that you want to start working on your brand. Number one is your niche. I know in merchant services, you can have a lot of different industries. Really doesn't matter. But do you have a niche? Some niches that you can be an expert at? Like, let's just say it was plastic surgeons. And then you went with also restaurants, and you also went with car dealerships. I'm just using some examples.
I understand.
If those three are your niche, then you can get so much more volume, because they'll start telling each other in the same industry. So do you happen to have that right now?
Yes, I do. So my accounts right now, one of them is a large pet store. So for me personally, I have a niche when it comes to veterinarians, pet groomers, pet supplies, that kind of stuff. And then another one of my big niches is actually accountants. CPAs, tax services, payroll services. Like I said, something that's a non-competing, but yet an essential need for a lot of those companies to have some form of payment processing.
That's good. So yeah, you want to have about 3 niches that you can rotate through. And then of course, all the extra businesses that come through just become extra business. But your niches are where you focus. Another thing you want to focus on is your email signature. In your email, do you have your email signature on there?
Yes, I do.
Good. Down the road, you'll want to have your own landing page and stuff like that on it. Or do you have a call to action on your email signature?
You'll have to excuse me and maybe elaborate a little bit more on that.
Sure. Like at the end of your signature, you can have something like for a free 10-minute strategy session, or for a free 1-hour strategy session, contact me. Or to see if I can help you lower your merchant service rates, or something, some type of call to action by your signature, not just the name and phone number. We're gonna have a call to action on that.
Got it.
Your business cards. I see your business card now, and it looks like, do you have to have this company card, or can you have your own card without the company name on it?
I can come up with my own card, yes.
I would. And here's why. You're the brand. It's your business. So you can have your own card. Now you can design it yourself. I have a design team that can do it for you if you want. But
I've got one too, yes.
yeah, so if you already have a design team, then yeah, I would create my own, because you want to come up with your own business name. You just have Expert Trans, or I can't know how to pronounce it.
Expert Trans. It's like Expert Transactions.
You got to have an Expert Trans. You want to have them as your product supplier. Like Business Sales Expert is my company, but I market all types of different products and services from different places. But I'm not going to put that as the brand. The brand is me. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
But in the same way, you want to do the same thing. So if you ever decide to go to a different company, you just take your cards with you. It doesn't change. So that's very important for your branding. Your car, sometimes some people like to use, magnets and stuff like that on their car, but that may not be for you.
Not for me, no.
Not for you. But social media, very important. Do you have a Facebook page?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you come up with your company name or your brand name, brand identity, you want to make sure that it's matching. You have LinkedIn?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Do you have a YouTube channel?
No, sir.
Okay. You want to get a YouTube channel, because you're going to start having videos. And you're going to be able to add links to those videos and drive them to something, a landing page or a video or something to become a customer for your prospect. Banners. If you're going to be doing shows and you're going to be doing events, you want to get yourself a retractable banner. You know what those are?
Yes, I do.
Yep. You want to have retractable banners. Do you have any for the company right now?
I believe we do, yes.
Yeah, you want to get one for you, with a big picture of you on it as the, business solutions expert. Some other things you want to brand. Do you have a newsletter?
Yes, we do.
No, do you have a newsletter?
No, I do not.
You need a newsletter. In other words, you want to start building your list. The money is in the list. You've probably heard that before, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, the money is in the list. So that means you want to start developing your business list of all of your cards. All the people you meet, every one of them from now on should go on a list. Because they may not need to do business with you today, but they might want to do business with you tomorrow. And if you send out a newsletter once a month or once every other week, then they'll get familiar with you. So when a merchant services opportunity does come, you'll be right in their face. And I'll show you some tools that you can use to develop your list too. some different ones. There's different ones out there, but you want to have one that you know how to use. Postcards. Do you have any postcard leave behinds or anything?
No, sir.
Yep, a postcard leave behind. Because you leave a networking group or you leave an event, if you don't give them, you give them your business card, it looks just like everyone else. But if you give them a postcard, that'll stand out. Little small quarter-page or half-page postcards are good. Add specialties like pins and things like that. Do you have anything like that?
No, I do not.
Yeah, that may be something you want to consider. All these are part of your brand. Again, we talked about videos. Are you intending on getting your own personal website?
At the moment, no.
Mm-hmm. You don't need one right now, but down the road, you may want to get one because that could be a lead generation system. That can be very good for lead generation. And then a one sheet. A one sheet is like a flyer, but it's about you and what you provide, not necessarily just about the company. So all those little items there are what you want to have to brand yourself as the expert. Any questions on this part?
No, sir.
Okay. The riches are in the niches. You want to answer these questions. Who's your target prospects? We went over that. Where are they located? So not only do you want to know who your target prospects are, is where are a bunch of them? So where do, you gave your targets again. I forgot what they are. What were the two targets again?
The two biggest targets I'm working with are veterinarians, pet stores, pet grooming. And then the second one is CPAs, accountants, tax preparation, and payroll services.
Yeah, so where can you go find a whole bunch of those?
Well, at the moment, I focus on the San Diego and Orange County regions personally.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to show you in a couple minutes of places where you can go to find 100 of them at one time, instead of just one at a time.
Got it.
Why they should do business with you, we talked about, you need to know those answers. But the biggest one on this particular screen is where they're located. You can go get one fish at a time, or you can take a net out and go catch a whole bunch of fish at one time. Same amount of effort. So now we're going to start going to how to become a lead attraction magnet. This right here, I'm going to be teaching you some steps, some very specific steps of how to attract your prospect to you. Now we're going to start getting into the scripts and stuff, and this is what you're going to be implementing into the week as well. So let me ask you a question. Do you know the difference between a lead and a prospect?
Well, I'm going to give you my best guess. So for us, a prospect is somebody who I've already spoken with on a personal level, where we have already talked about what it is we can do for them. We've gotten a merchant statement from them, and then we start talking with them about the proposal for how we can help them out. A lead is somebody who we've just spoken with briefly about what we do, and then kind of, it's a much slower concept to get to that prospect level.
Okay. That's very good, actually, for your particular business. Let me kind of tell you what the difference between a lead and a prospect. I think what you're talking about more of a potential client than a prospect. Well, let me go through it. A lead is simply just name and number, name and contact. Yep. You may not have ever spoken to them. You just got their name and number. You could have bought a list. It doesn't matter. Those are leads. You open up your cell phone, you probably got hundreds of leads in there right now.
Yes, sir.
So a name is nothing more than a name and phone number, a name and email, name and instant message information or whatever. But a prospect is someone you've spoken to or communicated with who is open to learning more about what you do.
There we go.
They may not have filled out paperwork or anything. They're just open to talking to you about it. This is huge right here. What I'm about to show you right now, this one step is going to make the big difference in your business, just this alone. Because the difference between a lead and a prospect, most people are chasing leads all the time. They're always trying to get more leads. That's not really what you want. What you want are prospects, people that are open to talking to you about merchant services.
Mm-hmm.
Because the more prospects you get, the more people you can enroll into your business. But what people do is they get all these business cards and they're chasing leads all the time. What I'm going to teach you is a strategy on how to convert leads into prospects.
Yeah, that's a big ticket right there.
That's huge. Because if you master that, then it's just a matter of how often you want to do it. Now you run your own show now. And that's a big thing that a lot of people don't even know, that there's a difference between the two. They don't really get it. They don't know how to separate the two. So like when I went to the networking where I met you, I got three prospects from that event. All three of them went in my calendar. So it wasn't just, I didn't get everybody's business card. I only got prospects cards. Now, sometimes you go and everybody will give you their card, and there's nothing wrong with that. Your leads go in your database. Or your leads, you call them, see if you can convert them to a prospect, and if not, if they don't need what you have right now, then they go in your database. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because then you nurture them. So you get the leads, you call them to convert. If they don't convert, they go into your database. And you focus on the prospects. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts about what I just said?
It's you know, when you explain it the right way, it's pretty cut and dry, almost like apples to oranges. So understanding that a lead could just be somebody, you just get their contact information. What you want to do is turn leads into prospects. That is the number one thing someone in my position focuses on is converting a lead into a prospect. Just because you have, 1,000 leads, 10,000 leads, whatever, it's a matter of converting those leads into prospects and understanding. And this is something that I've learned in my time just talking with other people, is no does not always mean no forever. It means no, not right now. So when you talk about putting that lead into a database, it's your understanding that down the road, that lead can become a prospect. But your focus is making the leads that you can turn into prospects. When you have the leads that are, let me get back to you, you keep those guys in your database so that you have the ability to turn them into a prospect later on. That's exactly right.
That's exactly correct. So now that you got that, now you want to have that database. Do you have your own database?
Yes, I do.
Good. What system do you use?
I've set up for myself personally a Google Doc that I use to put in all of my leads.
Right, but do you have like an email marketing database?
That we do not have, no.
Okay, well that's the type I'm talking about. I'll send you some links to some different ones that you can try out, because that's the key. Because if you ever leave, then you take your database with you.
Right.
Those are your prospects. You went out and got them. You generated all those leads. You don't want the company to keep them. Then you can turn up the oven as fast as you want. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So now we're going to go through some techniques on how to do this. Some places to find leads. Write this down. Number one, make a list of your warm market. A lot of people in business that are in a regular business like yours, they don't take this into consideration. See, because we do this in network marketing, people do this all the time. They write a list of all their friends and family. But in traditional business, they don't. But if you think about it, how many people do you know personally that own a business or that work for a company that uses merchant services? The answer is probably all of them. Right?
Yep.
But here's the difference. In this business with you, you're not calling them to try to sign them up for a merchant service. You're calling them up and say, hey, I just wanted to ask you a quick question if you don't mind. No, not at all. What's going on? I was wondering, where do you work right now? I work at ABC company. I was wondering, do they have a merchant account service? Do they do credit card processing? They do credit card processing. Well, let me ask you, because I don't run a business that I do credit card processing, and we have some special program. Are you pretty close to the owner? Yeah, I'm pretty close to the owner. I was wondering, would you mind giving me a little good recommendation and let me know the owner's name so I can give them a call? Not at all. Your friends will do that all for you all day long. Why wouldn't they? You're not trying to sign them up for anything. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
You just found a whole bunch of leads now on your cell phone. Probably been sitting there forever. Right?
I get through some every now and then. And I kind of say to myself, "Oh wow, why haven't I called this person?" I've had that happen a couple times in the last few weeks.
Yeah, because in normal businesses, people don't think that way. So that's why you got to think out the box. So that's one. Businesses you do business with. If you go to the dry cleaner, that could be a business. You get gas in your car every week right at a gas station. They should do business with you. If you do business with them, that should be your mindset. If you have a convenience store or near your house and you go there all the time and it's cell phone or whatever, you should talk to, hey, who's the owner here? I come here all the time. I just wonder who's the owner, who's the manager. They'll talk to you. Businesses that you frequent should be doing business with you. That should be your mindset.
Yes, sir.
Another whole group of people that you didn't think about.
Actually, I've thought about that, but I appreciate it.
But you haven't done it.
Oh, I've done it. I'm working on it now.
That's good, man.
Don't take me for granted too much.
No, man, I'm not taking you for granted at all. You're sharp, dude. You got a lot of this stuff down, which is awesome. Attend networking events, which you already do. Find 10 different local ones. I'll give you some suggestions on those too. Do you ever go to any trade shows?
No, I do not.
This is huge, especially industry-specific trade shows. Do you know this trade shows for veterinarians?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you should go to a veterinarian trade show. All the businesses in there, your target market. Like you can go fishing in the ocean, or you can just go to the grocery store and just pick up some fish. Much easier. Go into a trade show, all the businesses are right there. Or go to a trade show for CPAs and accountants. They're all in one spot. What's your thought about that idea?
It's a great idea.
Yeah. See, it's these little ideas that make a big difference. 10 chambers of commerce. Do you ever go to chambers?
Yes, I do. I'm going to both Mission Viejo and Ladera Ranch.
Well, you can partner with chambers because chambers, guess one of the things chambers need? Money.
Okay, because I was going to say money.
No, they need money. So they have all these businesses. You have a referral program, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, what if you made the chamber a referral partner, and because of that, they were able to email out to all the businesses you would be in a preferred partner? That could be huge.
That could be huge.
So you see, that's what I mean by thinking out of the box. Attend meetup groups. You attend any meetup groups now?
Just a few.
Okay. You can start your own meetup group. Start your own meetup group. I started a meetup group a couple months ago. I have over 800 people on my meetup group. Do a meetup group for business owners, business resources. Let other people that have your same customer, that call on your same customer, but not in the merchant service industry, let them join your meetup. Next thing you know, you have all these people bringing their own customers to you. And you have access to them. Get speaking opportunities.
Right.
You know, I talked about finding a person or a group that are already talking to your customers and partner with them. And then another big one is joining associations. This chiropractic association, did you know that?
I did know that. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. Or veterinarian association. Virtually every industry has its own association.
Even a Corvette association.
Corvette association. So what you do is you go join the association for your industry. So that's your targets. You join the association for your targets. Become the resource for your target market. You might be the only one in there. See, just those things right there. How can you see those helping you grow your business already?
Because it's a matter of understanding that when you join an association, or if you attend a trade show, and you know it's the exact type of potential prospect that you're already working with on a regular basis, you understand not only their needs, but you already understand the industry that they're in as well. So not only can you speak their language, but you can speak the language for yourself that's going to generate the interest on their end to do business with you.
That's right. That's right. So, you want to start looking at these things, and you want to pick out you always want to have about 7 lead sources. Now, you don't have to have 7 of all these. That would be a lot. But you could put in, your normal chamber, your networking, your cold calling, 7 different ways to generate business. But these are some unique ones that a lot of people don't think about. You can also purchase lead lists. I can get you lists of leads specifically for your industry, of exactly Orange County, CPAs, if that's what you want. You can get very specific targeted lead lists. I'm gonna give you access to all that type of stuff. Everything else I said, most of those are free unless you have to join the association. Did you know this, that the library, actually whatever library you live gives you a free database?
That I did not.
Yeah, call your local library and you can actually get a database called Reference USA.
Reference USA, got it.
Yep, they give you the username and password, and it's the same leads that they sell you, that companies sell you. So they would sell those leads for like 50 cents a name and number, and they're free. If you have a membership at a library.
What's the name of it again?
Reference USA.
Okay. Reference USA.
Because all it is data. Name, phone numbers, email addresses, the company information. Called data. Data's cheap, but these lead companies sell them like they're premium. Like they opted in or something. So that's one of the little trade secrets I'm giving you there that I used to sell. But now I want to make sure you have it. So you could get unlimited leads for whatever you want. Any question on any of those?
No, you actually answered my question, so that's good.
Okay. Some additional ones. Craigslist ads. Now, for your particular business, that may not be best.
Not looking like it's going to be the best, no.
No, not resumes. Online LinkedIn. With LinkedIn could be really good.
That's actually, yeah.
And have you started doing any marketing through LinkedIn?
I can't believe my answer is no right now.
Okay. Well, I'll give you some techniques on how to do that in the next week.
Okay.
On LinkedIn, you can get, a lot of people interested in what you do. You could. Facebook groups, pages, and ads. So on your personal profile, what you're going to want to get is a business page. You want to set up a business page. Because you don't want it to just be your personal, you want it to be your business. You can also make groups for business owners. So imagine if you made a group for business owners. Business owners would eventually start opting in and posting in there. And maybe you could make a group about great business tools for business owners, for restaurants, or for CPAs. All the CPAs on Facebook will start gravitating to your group. Next thing you know, you have a group of 1,000 CPAs, and then you talk to them right there. You can chat them up and talk to them right there in the group.
Yes, sir.
Cost you nothing. And then, of course, you can run Facebook ads. Facebook Live, do you know what that is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Facebook Live could be another thing you can do, especially once you get your group. You can do your Facebook Live information about just education about the industry, about the business industry. You can give education right there in the Facebook Live group. I mentioned start a meetup group, create a blog, we talked about that. Host a webinar.
Hey, I know a guy that's doing that.
Hosting webinars, yeah. I mean, look at this webinar that I'm doing with you. You could do a 45-minute webinar for business owners, for companies that, you know, are veterinarians, just some business services for small businesses that you can help them with. Because you're the solutions expert, right?
Yes, sir.
You're not a merchant service. That's just one of your tools. I'll give you a webinar system that I use. The one I like is Zoom, the one I just gave you.
Okay.
There's many other ones out there, but that one I like the best. It's the easiest to use. User-friendly and pretty relatively inexpensive. And then Periscope. You ever heard of Periscope?
No, I have not.
Periscope's like Facebook Live, but it's global. So you can literally go and broadcast globally to people all over the world. And it's through Twitter. That may not necessarily be best for you.
That's not going to be best for us. We want to focus in the United States.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's not going to be beneficial for you, for your particular type of business.
Yeah. But in the general scheme of it, I do understand that, yes.
Yes, YouTube Live, though. So YouTube Live is very important. And then referral partners. You talked about referral partners, but what I would do if I were you, I would make that part of your strategy, getting referral partners. You should focus on getting one.
That is actually one of my biggest strategies that I work on now. And a lot of the phone meetings, a lot of the calls that I do can be directly with people who would be just considered as a referral partner. Because like you've mentioned to yourself, you know, you're not a guy who really needs a merchant service.
Right.
A lot of people out there that don't necessarily need that type of service, but they know people who do.
Right.
And business owners know business owners. That's the concept. And so how some of my connections have evolved, you know, with my time being here at this company is it's enriched me in gaining them as a referral partner to move forward with things just like as you're mentioning right now.
Right. And you know, what you do is you create a whole part of your business as a referral partner business. So you should, over time, if you do this right, you could have 10, 50, 100 referral partners just giving you business daily, because you want to make sure they are participating in the upfront commission and mostly in the residual income. Do you get residual with your business?
Yes, I do.
So yeah, so you want to make sure that your referral partners are participating in both. Because if you do that, you'll have people refer you all day long. I wish a merchant service company would have done that for me, you know, a while ago. And just, I mean, as many businesses I talk to on a daily basis, they never have offered it. Nobody even thinks about it.
Well, then I guess you know what you're getting in an email on Monday.
There you go. And then last one is coins. Do you know what coins are?
No, I do not.
Center of Influence Networkers.
Okay, can you elaborate, please?
Yes. So I'll give an example. When I was doing a training like this, and I go to Network After Work. You ever heard of Network After Work?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so Network After Work's the largest networking group in the country. I was doing so, I go there and I generate $10,000-$20,000 in commissions in 48 hours from there. So as I was going there, I was like, I wonder who runs this group. And I found out who Daniel Elias runs the whole program. So I was like, well, that's cool. I need to get in touch with this guy. I want them to be a coin for me because they got 5 million members. And I was like, I want to be a part of this organization. So what I did is I put out an event and I called Elias and I invited him to my event. So I gave him a free booth to my event. He came to my event. And then next thing you know, I told him, my results from, going to his events. And he was blown away. So they partnered with me to come set up their speed networking group. And the reason they did that is because I had the skill set that they had never seen before in generating business from their networking group. But he's a coin. He's a center of influence. He's the center of influence over 5 million people through Network After Work. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So a center of influence is a person who has a big influence that can get you to the right people, like a chamber of commerce. Chambers of commerce, if I were you, I'd go build a relationship with every chamber of commerce and set up every one of them up as a referral partner. I'd come up with some community access program. So you're doing something specifically for the community. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
A community growth program or community acceleration program. So you're trying to accelerate the growth of the communities, and it starts with the chamber. You go in there, make this presentation to the chamber, say, this is what we do. We help grow small businesses, and most importantly, save them money. And the chamber has to benefit too, because the more profitable you are, the more businesses you get in your chamber, the chamber is more healthy, and so are the businesses. You come up with some type, angle. And those are your coins. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm writing that down right now.
So you want to establish a whole box of coins. Those coins will turn to big dollars. So where's the money? Write this down. Your money is in your email and your text list. So you want to have an email marketing system and a texting marketing system. Both of them. The email, I'll send you the link, a couple links on which ones for email and for texting.
Got it.
Very important. Because when you're building your list, it's important to view them as long-term business assets rather than a method to make a quick buck.
Yeah, our concept is always about long-term. That's my concept when I work.
Yeah, but these are for the leads that we talked about.
I understand, yes.
Yes, those are your assets. Facebook was worth like $10 billion before they sold a single product. Because they had all of our names, phone numbers, email addresses, who our friends are, our pictures, our family's pictures, what we do, what we like to do, what books we read. They know everything about us. They're the best database on the planet, and we gave it to them for free. That's what made them so valuable. So that's what will make you valuable. If you have a big database, good, warm database that knows you. And it's more valuable to have a few thousand active subscribers than 10,000 subscribers that ignore your messages.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you have a system that looks like this? That's your program?
It's actually it's much more organized than that.
That's good. That's the normal program I see. So you want to have a nice, clean system. Okay, so how does a funnel work? Do you know what a sales funnel is?
I'm about to find out.
Okay, so your marketing activities. So everything we just went over, all these different marketing activities, and your branding is going to go in the top of the funnel. That's where you're going to start getting aware. People are going to become aware of you. That's going to turn them into a lead. It's going to convert them into prospects. And that's how you make sales and loyal customers. So that's what you're doing. That's the system that you're going to be developing is your marketing activities, your squeeze pages, your email follow-up offers, and your special customer offers and referrals. That's your business right there. What you're looking at is your business. The more you go out networking and people become aware of you, the more leads you'll generate. The more leads you generate, the more you can convert into a prospect. The more you convert into a prospect, the more sales you'll make. Any question on that?
No, can you just leave it up though for about 10 more seconds?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, in a situation like mine, would you care to explain a loyalty program concept?
Well, remember, this has to be generic enough for everyone.
Fair enough. Okay.
In your particular business, I don't know. You can invent a loyalty program. So, like, let's say everybody that stays with you for a year, you send them something. You send them a $50 gift card. That could be a loyalty program. You can invent your own loyalty program. How many other merchant service companies do that? None. So I'm just giving you those ideas. So that's one of the things you can do for a loyalty program. Okay, so you need a system, and here's why. Save yourself substantial time, energy, and money. That's why you need a system. Without running a business without a system is like throwing your money away. The longer you don't have that email list built, the more money you're throwing down the toilet. So that's what this is going to do for you. It's going to help you stay more organized, focused on the money-making activities. That's another big thing it's going to do for you. It's going to help you generate more leads and convert those leads into prospects and generate more sales. Of course, and hit your monthly and annual goals. When you have a system, you know exactly what to do on a daily basis. There's no more thinking about what to do. So now we're going to start going through the 5-step process to attract your ideal prospect like a magnet. So what we did today so far, we went over your branding and where to find leads. And you got some great ideas, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we're going to go through the techniques on how to now convert those leads into sales. This is called my magnetic lead attraction system. The first part of it's called an audio business card. It's a formula. It answers the question, what do you do? So if I call you up right now and I say, what do you do? Or let's say I meet you at a networking group and I say, what do you do? What are you going to say?
I'm a merchant services. Well, excuse me. Well, I deal with merchant services, and what I do is help people save money on the rates that they're dealing with now. Give them a locked-in system that allows them a month-to-month instead of a contract base. Understanding, understanding the value of their company means more to us than the other people that they deal with now. Understanding that there's the up-to-date equipment that they need, understanding that there are the gateway programs and everything that they need, and how I'm able to provide that to them on a different level.
Okay. Awesome. So let me give you a piece of advice on that.
You caught me a little off guard, so I'm ready for that advice.
All right, good. Never say that again.
Thank you. I was struggling. I'll admit to that one. Oh, man. You put me on the spot like that. I admit it. I got to work on that.
Yeah, you definitely got to work on that because that was way too long.
You are right. I messed that one up, and I admit it.
Yeah. Well, it's okay because you're going to learn a formula today that's going to make you $1 million. So the audio business card answers the question, what do you do? So let me show you. We're going to also talk about openers. This is how you convert leads to prospects. I'm going to teach you how to invite people to get people to an immediate meeting and the strategy session presentation.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Yeah. And then how to close the sale and find the money for people. So you must know your ABCs. So this is a formula I'm going to teach you right now that you want to learn this formula. Here's the formula. It's I, action verb, target market, benefits, so they can benefit. So let's say me, for an example, if I'm out of the networking group, people ask me, what do I do? What I do is I generate leads and help people convert those into sales within 24 to 48 hours so they can increase their bottom line profit. What would somebody say if they want to generate leads? They'll say, well, how do you do that? That's going to be their response automatically. How do you do that? Or what types of companies do you do that for? They're going to ask me something if they're intrigued by my audio business card. If I was in merchant services, they'd say what I do is I show people how to save thousands of dollars every month in their business, and so they can put that money right back to their bottom line profits.
Okay, yeah, I was about to just ask you that. So, okay. I was going to ask the difference between benefit so they can, and then the second benefit.
Yeah, so I, action verb, target market, benefits so they can benefit. So what I do is I show business owners how to save thousands of dollars on their business hard costs so they can take that money and put it right back to the bottom line. Oh, really? Well, how do you do that? That's going to be their first question. How do you do that? Well, here's the answer to the question. We have a system in place. No matter what they say, the answer is we have a system in place. By the way, action verbs are I train, I teach, I show, I help, give, mentor, serve, build, coach, work with. And you want to use different ones at different times. So no matter what I'm doing or what I'm marketing that day, when I go out, my presentation is never the same. You ever go to a networking group and all the people every single week they say the same exact elevator pitch?
Yes, I do.
What do you think about that?
I think it is the definition of insanity.
Yeah, because if it didn't work the first month, it's not going to work later. That would be like a television commercial, always running the same commercial for years.
Okay, the old Budweiser ones, though, were pretty good.
Yeah, but they don't have them anymore. They changed them.
I know.
That's right. So the same way with your business, my audio business card changes all the time because it depends on what I want to market to that day or it depends on what I want to attract. So I can say what I do is I work with entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and small business owners, and I show them how to increase their business and generate twice as many leads in half the effort so that they don't go out and spend a lot of money on marketing. What is someone going to say? Well, how do you do that? I say, well, it's really cool. I have this awesome system in place. And then I'm going to teach you the next step. So this is your audio business card. So give an example. I teach people who are looking to buy a home, save thousands so they can use it to furnish their new home with the savings. Or I show business owners how to save thousands of dollars on merchant credit card processing so they can increase their bottom line profit. You see the formula in that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I teach people who are looking to buy a home to save over $10,000 on their mortgage loan so they can use it to furnish a new home with the savings. I show business owners how to get 30 to 100% ROI on their cash so they can grow their retirement fund. It doesn't matter. I can use an audio business card for anything. But that's something very effective. Now you have a formula of how to create it. And this is a high-end audio, what do you call elevator pitch? I don't use elevator pitches. Elevator pitches are basic 101. This is more an advanced technique with the intent to attract your ideal customer. And I show small business owners how to give additional benefits to their employees at no cost so that they can retain their employees longer and reduce their taxes. Or I show women or men how to lose 10 to 20 pounds in the next 30 days without diet or exercise so they can have more energy and feel great about how they look. Do you see how this formula works?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, this is powerful right here. Just learning this alone, you start using this, is going to make a big difference for you. How do you see this is going to help you in the field?
Well, for starters, it's going to help me be more confident when I approach people and they're going to try and catch me off guard like somebody that I know. And it's going to help going to help me get to what I like to call, for me personally in the business world, and that is getting to the bottom line.
That's right.
And I think a lot of fluff goes into what I see happen on a daily basis in business, and that's when you see business doesn't get done.
That's right, because they don't know what to say, and there's no intent. They don't have an intent to be able to attract the prospect. That's a very, very specific thing. So what you want to do when you get tonight, you want to write out 2 different audio business cards using the formula. And then you want to practice those. And you can write out more than 2 if you want. You can write out 5 or 10. But the whole bottom line is you just got to practice them, not with the intent to memorize them. Because remember, it could change every time you go in. But you want to practice the formula. The goal is, I want you to memorize is the formula and how to flow the formula.
Yes, sir.
That's the key. Any questions on that?
No, I love it already. I've got it on that part on lockdown.
Yeah, that's one of your homework assignments this week, to really get those down pat and start using them in the field. Okay, the next one is the lead conversion strategy closing techniques. So we're going to talk about a thing called openers. Another $1 million technique called openers. What openers do, they help convert leads into prospects. So here's 3 different types of openers. Number 1 is, are you open to additional ways of making money? Now in your business, it wouldn't be that. That would be more for a business opportunity. But you could say, are you open to learning how to save money on your merchant services? Are you open to see how you can save money on your credit card processing? Are you open to different ways to lower your bottom line, your overhead and expenses in your business? Yeah, I'm open to learn about that. How do you do that? Are you open to learning about a program where I can reduce all of your merchant service fees by our referral program? Well, yeah, I'd love to be able to find out about that. You see what I just did?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm converting a lead and the person with the name and number into a prospect. Now, if they're open talking to you, now you got the right spot. You got the right thing. Here's the next type of opener. Have you ever considered getting your price checked on your merchant service to see if you can lower your rates? Oh, I've never thought about that. Why, have the rates gone down? Oh man, the rates have gone down tremendously. How long have you had your merchant service account? I've had it for 10 years. Oh goodness, you're probably paying out the notes. I mean, if you're open to it, I can give you a free business analysis to see how much money we could save you, if it can save you any. But if you have a good program right now, then just keep it as it is. Would you be open to that? Yeah, I'm open to that. You see how that works?
Yes, I do.
Do you keep your options open? Do you keep your options open to additional ways to save money for your business? Well, yeah, I keep my options open for that. Do you keep your options open in receiving additional benefit payments through a referral program? Yeah, I keep my options open for that. What are you talking about? So those are the 3 openers. Are you open to, have you ever considered, and do you keep your options open? So what you want to do is you want to write out 5 openers for each one. So you should have a total of 15 openers. It's very important. Any questions on this?
At some point, my question would be on the concept of a rebuttal, because a smart businessman or woman is going to say yes to those type of questions 10 out of 10 times.
Right.
Understanding, however, and since it's not a perfect world, it is not 10 out of 10 times when somebody says yes, they are open, or yes, they are open, or Yes, they've considered. Yes, they like to keep their options. So my question would be, is that at some point, will you work on the rebuttal tactic for somebody that says no?
No, I'm not going to work on a rebuttal because no means no.
No means, okay.
Yeah, you gotta be, see, okay, so again, this is where the amateur salesperson would be trying to chase all the no's.
I personally don't. But I just meant in a general concept, because sometimes you get the people that are iffy.
Yeah, so what you do is you don't chase the no's. What you do is you put them in your drip system. That's where you put them in your email system. See, I don't do a lot of follow-up with people. What I do is my follow-up is automated.
Fair.
Okay, think about this. If you go get 10 prospects today, you convert 10 people to prospects. Of the 10, or let's just say leads. You get 10 leads. Of the 10 leads, 2 of those are prospects that get converted and they're really excited to talk to you. The other 8 are, I don't know, maybe, or, I guess whatever excuse comes up, or no, I don't think I need something like that. You got 8 of those. What makes more sense? To chase the 8 and try to get them to say yes, or just go find 10 more and get 2 more?
Second option.
Right. But most people chase the 8.
I know people in my office who I talk with every day about trying to fix that.
Yep, they're just chasing the 8.
Waste of time.
Yep. They'd be better off to go get two good ones. So that's why you want to learn the openers. The openers, I'm telling you right now, just that one word can double your business. Okay, so here's the key to using the openers. Never use the word interested. That's a kiss of death word. This one word will make a difference for you. Open versus interested. See, people will say, are you interested in doing something? Well, see, if you ask that question, that's a buying question. See, how could they possibly know if they're interested until they know all the details? You understand?
Yes, I do.
They can't know all the they don't have all the information. So how could they say yes, I'm interested? But they may be open to listen. See the difference?
Yes, I do.
That one word makes a difference, and it's a killer of salespeople because they always ask, are you interested in something? Are you interested in getting a new website? No. Are you interested in marketing? No. Are you interested in finding a way to generate more sales? No. Or are you open to learning how you can increase your business? Well, yeah, I'm always open to that. Are you open to ways of saving money in your business? Well, yeah, I mean, what kind of things do you do? I'm definitely open for that. Are you open to seeing if the rates that you have your merchant service account is way too high, 25, 50% higher than it needs to be? Well, yeah, I'm open to learn about that. Why? Is that what you do? That is what I do, as a matter of fact. See how simple that was? Just one word made the difference.
Yeah, I boxed it, highlighted it, underlined it, you name it, I did it to it.
Yep, the word open. And these are just 3 basic ways you can use openers. You can use them all the time. Like when you're booking appointments, hey, listen, I don't know what your schedule's like, but if you're open to it, we can set up a time to get together. If you notice I don't say the word appointments, set up a time to get together. We'll set up a time to pop by your office and give you some information. I don't book appointments. Write this down. The word appointment is a bad word. Just like opener is a bad word. Here's why. What does a business owner think is going to happen when you make an appointment with them? What does the owner think is going to happen to them when you get there in an appointment?
I mean, first comes to mind, you're automatically just going to try and sell them something.
That's right. That's the first word that comes to their mind. They're going to sell them something. That's why I don't book appointments. Because I don't go to sell anybody anything. What I do is I go to share with them what I can do for them. And if it makes sense for them, great. If it doesn't make sense for them, great. No means no to me. So because of that, they don't feel like I'm trying to sell them something. So listen, I don't know what your schedule's like tomorrow, but if you're available, I could pop by your office there, kind of show you some ways to help you save some money in your business services and your credit card processing fees. I think I could probably reduce it by like 20 or 30%, but I don't know. And if you're open to it, I can pop by and give you a little quote on that and give you a little analysis on it. If you like what you see, great. If it's not for you, it's 100% okay. But yeah, I mean, you can pop by for that. You see, I'd rather pop by than to make an appointment.
Yeah, I hear you. 100%.
See, they may say, oh, I don't really have time for an appointment. I'd say, yeah, I don't have time for an appointment either. I don't have like an hour or two. I was just wondering if I could pop by for about 15 minutes and give you some information. But yeah, I mean, 15 minutes, you can pop by for that.
I've never thought about it, but I've spoken with some people when I've said, you want to set up a quick appointment, we can talk real briefly, or I've said to some people, hey, is there a good time where I can call you and we can talk for a bit? And the second one seems to be a lot easier on a lot more people than the first one. So yeah, that word appointment is big, and then the word interest to me is big.
Yep. These are just negative words you got to eliminate out of your vocabulary. Okay. Any questions on the openers?
No, sir.
So the openers and audio business cards kind of go back and forth. So you meet someone at a networking group. Here's how it would look. And you'll recognize it because I did it with you. How's it going? What do you do? And so whenever you go to a networking group, you want to be first to draw. You want to ask the person, what do you do first? So they can tell you. What I do is I'm a chiropractor. Oh, really? You're a chiropractor? Well, how long have you been doing that? Well, I've been doing that 8 years. Okay, good. What do you like best about it? And they start telling you. They say, well, what do you do? What I do is I work with, small business owners, dentists, doctors, chiropractors, and stuff like that. And I show them how to reduce their monthly expenses on their business so that they can put more money back in their bottom line profits and, for their family. Wow. Well, how do you do that? Well, we actually have this really cool system in place. Why? Do you keep your options open to ways to save money for your business? Well, of course. I mean, I always want to save money for my business. Okay. Well, what I can do is, if you're open to it, I can give you a free 1-hour strategy session over the phone and kind of find out the details about what you do and how I can show you some ways I can save you some money. And then if it makes sense for you, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. Yeah, I can do that. Isn't that kind of what I did with you? That's exactly what I did with you. You see how that works? And you joined with me within 24 hours, right?
Maybe 72, but I'll give it to you.
That's right. Yes. That's right. We didn't talk that next day. That's right. I forgot. We had a day or two to go before. But you see the point?
Yes, I do.
And so imagine if you book 2 or 3 of those a day. So the next part is the invitation. And so you want to book and book them to an appointment. But I wrote the word appointment because I don't want to write the word pop by. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I hear you.
You're booking appointments, but to the customer, the words you say are different. So you want to invite them to a strategy session. I love strategy sessions. People always will want to come to a strategy session. Very seldom does someone miss a strategy session because it's strategy. I'm giving you strategies on how to do something. It's not like I'm trying to give you a presentation. Nobody wants to come to a presentation because they know there's going to be a close at the end. But they'll come to a strategy session. Okay? Or you can appoint, to their office or their home, or you can make an appointment to your office, or to a one-on-one meeting, or to a demonstration, or live event, or webinar, or something. But you got to invite them to something. So when you meet someone, you generate the lead, you convert the lead to a prospect, then you invite them to something. Any questions on that part?
No, sir.
Is that making sense so far?
Yes, it is, sir.
You see how it's all flowing together.
Yeah.
Okay. Next step is the strategy session. So I'm going to give you my formula of how I do my strategy session. One of the first things I want to know is what's their goals. What's their annual income goal? Or let's say in your case, they have emergency service and you want to save them some money. They're spending $5,000 a month. You say, what's your goal? How much money would you want to save through this program? Oh man, if I could save $2,000 a month, I'd be fired up.
You know, that's a tricky. That's actually that's a tricky one, just off of the basis that well, personally, and I know it's not generic, but there's a certain thing called the interchange, where there's nothing a merchant service can do about that with a lot of businesses. So I hear you. That might just be a harder sell on that.
Yeah, I understand. So what you want to do is just adjust the goal. Every business has a different goal. In your industry, you have a different. What is the goal? What would you like to see in the new merchant service company? Oh man, I'd love to be able to have better customer service. These guys, I can't even talk to them. Well, great. That's the goal now. It doesn't always have to be money.
I hear you. I'm already working with someone right now who has an issue with Chase Bank, and what they're looking for is a better system for themselves that's going to work not only on a regular basis but won't close out on them halfway during a workday.
Right. So there you go. So you want to find out what their goals are. You want to find out also their problems. What are they hurting? What's their pain point?
The pain point. I remember that. Yeah.
You need to know why what they want to change and why. Then you want to give them 1 to 3 tips, free tips. Just like I did with you, I gave you a few tips on different things before we even met. I mean, while we were on that coaching call. Same thing. You want to give a few tips so you appear like the expert. Another reason, because they're thinking, man, if this guy's that good when it's free, what would I get if I paid for him? Right? Or if that girl or that guy is that good at customer service when it's free, even just in a free strategy session, how good is the service going to be if I decided to work with them? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Then you got to give your secret sauce. My secret sauce for this particular program is opener. This 5-step process right here is a big secret sauce of mine. But I have many different secret sauces. It could be your lead strategies. It could be your lead generation. But I always have that little secret thing that I give them. Just one little nugget. What do you think could be your secret sauce?
Wow. Secret sauce could be free equipment. Secret sauce could be guaranteed lower rates. Secret sauce could be 24/7 around the clock customer and IT support.
There you go. 24/7 IT support, customer service support. Absolutely. So the whole point is you want to have some type of secret sauce. Then you got to close and ask for the money. Now, in your case, do you guys have to ask for any money?
No.
Yeah, so yours don't even have to ask for any money. You just got to ask for the order. Any questions about these 5 steps?
Can you elaborate a little bit more on giving 1 to 3 tips? Something on maybe a generic basis in the sense of, let's say, business solutions.
Sure. You know how we talked about the money is in the list?
Yes.
That could be one of your tips. Now, it doesn't have anything to do with merchant services. So you could say, when I come in, not only do I do that, I ask you other questions like, what are you doing to build your email list? And they may not be doing anything. You can say, hey, this is a company I recommend, and you can recommend it and get a referral commission on it too. That's
right.
Another thing you can do. But the whole point is that one tip was valuable to them. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So you want to come up with 1 to 3 unique selling propositions that most other merchant services won't even talk about. We'll come up with some throughout the week. some creative ones. But that could be one right there.
Got it.
Because most businesses don't have a good listing system. So here's the closing mindset. One of them is that you're helping them make the decision. You're not really closing them. You're helping them make a decision that's going to be beneficial for them. If it's not in their best interest, don't sell it to them. And they need to believe that you can help them solve their problems. So what's your thoughts about what I just shared here?
Well, my personal motto is the second one. So that's always been something I've been big on. If whether I work for any company, whether I, help a friend out in any way necessary, shape or form, if I feel like it's not helping them in the long run, if it's not for their best interest, I kind of just say, hey man, or I just kind of say, hey, maybe this isn't right for you at the moment. The first one, when you're helping them make a decision, can you elaborate just a little bit on a generic scale how any sales person would go about doing something like that?
Sure. So let me kind of just show you how this is going to work, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the information of how it works. I'm going to go through the details of it. I'm going to give you a few tips that can really help you with your business and help you, save money in your business and maybe even help you increase your profits as well. And then after, I'm going to kind of show you how my program works. And then if you like what you see, that's fantastic. That's great. We get you all set up. If for some reason it's not for you, that's 100% okay. But I just want to make sure that, when we're done, if you like what you see, we can get you set up. If for some reason it's not for you, I'm okay. You can just tell me no. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Yeah. See, you're helping them make a decision. You're not really trying to close them. You're not trying to box them in to close them. That's old school. That doesn't work much nowadays. That's what I mean. Does that help you a little bit?
Yeah.
It's more of a soft approach. And you're okay with them saying no. A lot of people get all discouraged when someone says no. And then you have to show certainty in your speech and in your actions. You got to be 100% confident and certain of what you're doing.
I had a fun conversation with an employee today about that.
Why?
On the phone with an account, and when I set the time, or let's say when I set the appointment, but that's just between you and I. When I set the time to talk with this person, and have them meet with the IT director, this was supposed to be an understanding. Hey, we know how we're going to be able to help them out. Instead, what I got is a person who said, you know what? Let me look into it for you. Let me see what I can do for you. I had an issue with another one today in the same sense, where I was on the phone with an account that was ready to close. It didn't, because there was an insecurity in my business partner's voice that says, I don't know for sure. I got to look into it for you. And part of that goes back to what you said in the very beginning, which is master your product, services, and skills. So clearly I work with people who are not mastering their skill set. And that was an issue that I had a couple times today. And then when you talk about you need to believe you can solve the problem, you need to show your certainty in your speech and actions. When I spoke with them, I said, I know I can help you out. Let's schedule a time to talk so I can show you how I can help you out. And they said, that sounds great. Let's do it.
Yep, there you go.
So in that sense, that part was closed. Then we got to the second tier of it, with the IT director, or with my business partner, and then it fell back a step. And that's when I said, when I said to them, and I said to myself, hey, we've planned this out. We know what's going on. This was something that, you needed to have been prepared for, because I told you exactly what was going to happen. I told you exactly what this call was about, and I told you exactly what their issue was, and knowing that we have the capacity to solve it, let's go from there. And it went from let's do it to on the phone, I got to double check. And the funniest thing about that is within 5 minutes after that conversation, I took the time to verify everything. And like I said, 5 minutes, I found out that it was possible. So after a phone call, I had to send an email saying, hey, I want to let you know this is possible. I've looked into it personally. This is what we're going to be able to do. So it was, having to do that second step, not only is it time consuming, but it also adds a level of, doubt in the client, in the customer, the account, whatever, which is something that, I was trying to avoid in the beginning. So I understand your points. I agree with your points 100%. It was just, a matter of sometimes when you have to work in different levels of your business, some things can just fall through. So I understand this is what I'm saying.
Awesome. That's great. And the last one, number 5, you got to love people and use money versus loving money and using people to get it. Because if you have the right heart about the money, then the people will want to do business with you. They won't feel like a number. All right, so let's keep going. You know what price conditioning is?
I would love to hear you elaborate more about it.
Yeah, well, in your business, I'm not sure if you have a price conditioning situation, but price conditioning is like when you talk about your services, like even in my presentation with you, I told you my program that I'm going to be doing, for the bigger clients, is going to be $30,000, $60,000, $100,000, right?
Right.
So, and me showing you what I'm going to be giving you, and you're starting to see right now the value of that information. This is just week 1. So when those companies, imagine a company that has 10 sales reps being able to apply these techniques to those 10 sales reps, it can grow their company exponentially.
Right.
So what I do is when I'm talking to someone about the presentation and it costs only $1,500, but I told you that I'm selling it for $30,000, $60,000, $90,000, your mind, you're thinking, man, this thing's probably going to be $6,000. So when I show you $1,500, it's no big deal.
All right.
Make sense?
I've used this tactic with other people's already.
Yeah. It's called price conditioning. And see, the cool thing is you're already a seasoned salesperson. I can tell. Because a lot of the things I'm sharing with you, you kind of do automatically. But now what I'm doing is I'm teaching you how to do it consciously, not accidentally.
This is true, because I'll give you a quick little point. One of the accounts that I'm about to close, he has an issue with the monthly fees and the gateway that everybody has to deal with. And I told them, I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know, we do have a system. I didn't say system, but we do have a system for family and friends where we're able to waive that fee for you. So it's in concept, it's a little bit of the same.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in your case, we'd have to be creative with the price conditioning, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Learn to use release statements. Release statements are one of the most powerful closing techniques you'll ever use. What they do is they give people the right to say no. We'll go into it more probably next week, but they give people the right to say no. Like, hey, listen, if this makes sense for you, great. If it doesn't make sense, you can just tell me no. No, thank you. Oh, no, I really want to do it. Okay, well, go ahead and give me your credit card. I tell people, listen, if someone says, well, I need to think about it, I said, okay, go ahead and think about it. Call me when you're done. I already know they're not going to say they're not coming back. I don't mind a no. I really don't. I'd much rather have a no than a maybe. Because maybes are just slow no's. That's all they are.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yep. They're just slow no's. I'd rather just get a no now. I had a guy, that wanted to be on this program, and he was saying, yeah, I really want to do it, but can I think about it for a day? I said, sure, you can think about it for a year. Think about it for as long as you want, because, obviously, if I showed you this program, if it doesn't make sense now when I talk to you, it's not going to make more sense tomorrow. You got all the details right now. Understand what it is, how it works. You understand all the benefits of it. You can ask any questions you want. Either it makes sense and you want this knowledge, or you don't. I said, yeah, this might not fit for you. I told him not to join. If he can't make a decision on something as valuable as this, then he's not the guy I'm looking for. Told you I'm only doing this with a few people. So it's not my loss if they say no. It's definitely their loss. See those 4 core beliefs?
I hear you.
And the release statements are right in there with it. You got to let them know your qualifications of what you can do for them. They're going back to that unique selling proposition.
The secret sauce.
Yep. And this is how you get the person to want to buy now. You don't try to get them to buy now. You have to get them to want to. How soon do you want to get your business started? How fast do you want to start learning how to generate more leads?
How quickly do you want to be able to save money on your merchant services?
Yep. How fast do you want to start saving that $3,000 a month? Or right away. Okay, great. So we need to get this paperwork done today then. So let me, you see what I'm saying? You just roll right into it.
Yeah,
You assume they want to do it. I mean, how much longer do you want to keep paying those bills, that high bill every month? Right? How much longer do you want to keep that bad service on your merchant services account? Man, I am so sick of these companies. Okay, so you want to get rid of them right away? Great. So the fastest I can do that is by today, so we can go ahead and get this set up right now. But you see how I didn't tell you to do it. I asked you to do it. These are what I call advanced closing techniques. So no one feels sold. You don't want
like they got the bad end of it.
I'm sorry, say that again?
No one feels like they got the bad end of it.
Yeah, they feel like they made a decision.
They wanted because they know it was going to benefit them, not something that they felt that they were necessarily they had to buy into, and then they want to think about regretting it, months ago or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's why I don't have chargebacks or anything like that, because I don't close anybody to join. But
we call you a low risk merchant.
Yeah, I have 0 chargebacks, dude. None. I think I've had like 1, and that was only because she quit her own business. It had nothing to do with me. So yeah, I mean, stuff like that, that's very important because I don't close people into buying my services. So that's very important. You want to recap the features, functions, and benefits. Do you know the difference between features, functions, and benefits?
A bit, yes, but I'd love to hear your elaboration on it.
Features are what the product is. It's the feature of a merchant account is the terminal. The function of the terminal is where your customers swipe the cards and it charges the card. The benefit is it's convenient and it gives you can get your customers in and out of your store fast. Make sense?
Yep.
Whenever you're making presentations, you want to recap all 3, the features, the functions, and benefits. When you're making your presentation, you want to focus on functions and benefits. You should be answering the question, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Because that's all they're thinking. What's in it for me? Most salespeople sell features and functions. You should be selling functions and benefits. So what you're going to learn through this program, and I'm just using my example, what you're going to learn in this program is how to increase your leads so you can make more sales on a daily basis. You're going to also learn how to generate leads through multiple different strategies so that you can always keep your pipeline filled and never have to go out and run out of people to talk to. At the same time, you're going to learn closing techniques, which is going to help you close more sales within 24 to 48 hours and put more money in your bank account. See, all that was functions and benefits. Notice that?
Yes, sir.
The feature is an audio business card. I don't even need to talk about that until you get here. So same thing with your merchant service business. The functions are, we're going to have the best customer service in place. So whenever you have a challenge or you have a question, I'll be, pretty much at your beck and call. You're going to have my cell phone and my direct number so that I can be there to help you and service you. Features, functions, and benefits, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
You revamp your presentation with function and benefit rich, you'll sign up a lot more companies a lot faster. And they'll be thanking you for doing it. Next thing is look for the desire, not the money. In other words, look for the people that really want to do something different. Now, in your case, you're not really asking for money, but you want to look for the desire in the person.
Look for the desire for people to change, not the desire to save the money.
Right.
Okay.
Because if they do it just for the saving of the money, as soon as someone comes and saves them another penny, they're going to jump from you. You're looking for someone who's not happy. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
How bad do you want it? How bad do you really want to get, this system set up so it's working properly for your company? I mean, I need to get it done. I don't want it. I need it. My company losing business because of it. Yeah, I understand. You want to get it set up real quick. Why do you want it now? Why do you want that done? Because every day customers come in and lose them because they're standing in line too long. Yeah, that's probably cost you thousands of dollars, huh? Yeah. How soon do you want it? Oh, right now. Okay, well, you can go ahead and get the paperwork out real quick and get you set up. See, if you ask those 3 questions, how bad do you want it? Why do you want it? How soon do you want it? You'll get people's emotions up so high that they'll want to do business with you right now. It's called taking the customer's buying temperature. Any questions about this part?
No, actually, I understand it perfectly.
And then now, of course, this is not your industry, but how coachable are you? Now, that's something beneficial for me or people in direct sales or that are hiring a sales team. But you have people in your office. Do you train those people too?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that could be a good question for you then. How coachable are you? Oh, what do you mean? Well, I mean, if you want me to train you on how to do this technique, then you got to be coachable because I don't want to train you if you're not really coachable. Oh, yeah, I'm coachable. Well, how bad do you want it? How bad do you really want to learn this information? Well, yeah, I mean, I want to learn it bad. Well, what kind of goals do you have? What do you want to make per year? Your 12-month goal. We start off the same thing. Why do you want to learn this? I mean, what's the reason? Well, I could see this help me increase my sales by 2 or 3 times. Yep, definitely. Well, how soon do you want to start learning it? I want to start learning it right now. See, those could work even with your office and training your staff. Any questions on any of this so far?
No, it's not. No, sir.
How do you see yourself using this type of stuff right here, what I just shared?
Are you talking about from a coaching aspect when I'm training people, or are you talking about from an aspect of when I'm on the phone or when I'm meeting?
Either one. How do you see you using it in your business?
Well, I've used it with someone who I've worked with already, the Nick, who was with me then.
Okay.
And he was not a very coachable person. So, I asked him, why do you want to be here? Well, I was working at McDonald's before. Okay. And I said, what are you willing to do to make sure that you don't end up working at McDonald's again? And he's like, I'm just looking to keep this, just kind of like, just stay here. And I kind of said, the best way to do that right now is you're going to go to networking events with me. So I got him to a networking event, and I got him, and I got him a referral partner, and now he's actually so hyped on that he's doing better than some of the veterans we've got.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still going to take some time with it. And then with one of my accounts that I'm working on, they have their issue with their Chase Bank. And, the issue that I said with them is, or how I would look at it now would be, I understand you have an issue with your Chase. How badly do you want to switch? How soon would you like to have a new system set up? That's how I would look at it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. See, that I wanted you to practice that a little bit so you can see how to incorporate it into your business. It's all about asking the right questions. The person who's asking the questions is in control.
The first person who talks loses.
Yeah, that's a little old school, but
yeah, I've got some old school employees that I work with, so
yeah, that's 20-year-old stuff, but it's still true when it comes to closing. But see, I do such advanced closing techniques, they don't even feel like they're buying anything.
I hear you.
That's what I'm teaching you. I don't need to do that. I say, listen, if you want to do it, let's go ahead and get it started. If you don't want to,
I roll my eyes when I hear that.
Right. That's old school, basic 101. It's like you would like to get yourself a new merchant services account, wouldn't you? That's basic 101. Okay. So top salespeople make it easy for people to buy. And they have ways to find the money. Now, again, this may not apply to you because you don't have to ask for money. But these are some of the different ways that we help people find the money if they don't know how to get money. Oops, sorry about that. If they don't know how to get money for themselves, for their business, these are some of the ways that we help them find money. But in your situation, you don't have that problem.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't apply to you. Okay, so that's the end of this week. So far, what we went over today was hopefully very powerful for you that you can see and you start implementing these this week because this is going to catapult you. You start thinking through your brand, your private label of who you are, and then what your identity is. You're an expert, you're a specialist, a business consultant, however you want to phrase it, and then start looking at those different lead generation strategies that we talked about. And then most importantly, you got to practice the openers, an audio business card, inviting script in your presentation. And then throughout the week, if you have questions, call me or text me or whatever, and I'll help you through that process. But we want to get the momentum going right away with this, okay?
Right. I don't text business, business partners or potential business clients, stuff like that. So I will call you.
Yeah, not a problem. Either way.
And then I'll also we can set up a time where I can call you and we can get the final payment done, and then I can send you over a referral statement for you.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Awesome.
Not a problem. So, and I appreciate that, man, because you're a sharp guy, and I appreciate your tenacity and your desire to get better, because that's what it takes. And just what you learned today, I don't think you realize this is what people pay $6,000 for. I just stretch it out over a longer period of time because I needed to, but now I've learned how to condense it. So in 2 hours, you got normally 2 months worth of training in that short period of time, because usually I'd break those down even more detailed. But in your case, you don't need to. That's why I search for the right people, because most of the time I'm dealing with the mindset for 3 weeks before I can even get to the technique.
I do sincerely apologize about that.
Yeah, that's tough. But with you, I don't have to go through all that. That's why I can do it in 3 weeks and save you a bunch of money and get the results. Because you'll start to see results immediately this week from it. Just knowing the difference between your leads and your prospects.
Yeah, it sounds great. I'll shoot that that referral agreement your way, and if it's something you're interested, that's awesome. And if not, it's 100% okay.
Like that release statement. I like that. That's powerful, though, right? Powerful, man.
Hey, I'm already working on it.
I love it. I love it. Man, you'll be a superstar in this thing. You're gonna kill it.
Awesome.
All right.
We'll speak later on the beginning of next week and get everything else situated, payments and whatnot, and then we'll go from there.
Yep. So we'll talk. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday the 9th, and then Friday we'll be back on again, same channel.
Awesome.
All right. I'll get this video edited and I'll send it over to you so you can have a copy of it.
Sounds perfect.
All right. Any other questions for me?
Got any fun plans this weekend?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. I'm going to hang out with my kids a lot more this weekend. So I spent. My kids don't have soccer practice, so I have soccer games or anything this weekend. So I'm going to spend a lot more time with them.
That's great to hear. It's going to be cooler this weekend too. So
Cooler is good.
Yeah. So if you've considered, taking them to the beach, something like that. I know people up here like the OC Fair, but yeah. It's nothing like the Del Mar Fairgrounds. So. Yeah,
we're going to go to the OC Fair on Thursday because kids can ride all unlimited rides for like $20 or something.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. Sounds great.
All right. Well, have a good night, and I will talk to you next week.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good one, Steven.
Okay. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.